run the night tonight.
We claim the dark to light.
Yeah, we run the night tonight. We run the night tonight.
I used to think Apple users were exaggerating. I came from Samsung. Yeah, I know, don't judge me. For years, I didn't understand why people became so obsessed with Apple products. I thought they were just expensive devices with like a logo on them. But after building this setup, I get it. And I think the Apple ecosystem is the biggest reason why. And if I could only keep one Apple product, it would probably be my MacBook Air. It's become the center of everything I do. Whether I'm editing videos, working, watching content, or just browsing online, it's the device I use the most. What I like about it is how simple everything feels. I don't spend much time thinking about the laptop. I just open it and get on with whatever I need to do. And after a while, you stop noticing the device altogether. It just becomes part of your day. And guys, if you enjoy videos like this, please make sure to subscribe. I'll be posting more videos like this. The moment I started understanding Apple was when I stopped looking at the products individually, because on their own, they're just devices, but together, they become something completely different. Let's take AirDrop for an example. I can send files between devices in seconds. No cables, no apps, no emailing myself files. Which sounds crazy now that I'm saying it out loud, but I did that when I had a Samsung. It seems like such a small thing, but once you get used to it, it's hard to go back. Then there is stuff like Universal Clipboard. I can copy something on my iPad and paste it straight onto my MacBook. The first time I used it, I genuinely sat there thinking, okay, this is crazy. It's such a small feature, but it's these little things that make the ecosystem feel so addictive. And I know it's not a big deal, but I've come from Samsung. We couldn't do stuff like that. Now that I'm used to Apple products, I don't think I can ever go back to Samsung. The AirPods Max do something similar. I can be listening to something on my MacBook, pick up my iPad, and the audio follows me. I don't reconnect anything. I don't think about it. They just switch over and carry on working. It's one of those things you do not appreciate until you stop having it. And I know it's not a big deal, but imagine having to disconnect and connect your AirPods Max every time you change a device. It takes way too much time. My iPad mini is probably the device I use the most outside of my MacBook. At first, I didn't really know where it could fit into my setup. I already had an iPad Pro, so I thought I'd probably end up using that more, but the opposite happened. Because the mini is so small and lightweight, it's always nearby. If I'm sitting on the sofa, it's there. If I'm at my desk, it's there. If I'm traveling, it goes with me, and because it's always within reach, I end up using it way more than I expected. I use it for notes, watching YouTube, playing games, replying to messages, and just relaxing. But I also think it works really well as a secondary device. A lot of the time, I'll be working on my MacBook and I have my iPad mini next to me. Maybe I've got notes open, like let's say a script open, maybe YouTube playing, or maybe I'm quickly searching something without interrupting what I'm doing on my MacBook. It's one of those devices that doesn't sound that useful on paper, but once you start using it every day, you realize how handy it actually is. And because it's so easy to pick up and use, I find myself reaching for it consistently. I also use the Apple Pencil quite a bit for notes, planning ideas, and sometimes sketching. Even things like the hover feature is surprisingly useful. Being able to see exactly where the pencil is about to land makes everything feel a little bit more polished. I also love the fact that you can connect that Apple Pencil Pro with your iPad mini and then connect it with your iPad Pro within seconds. Once again, you do not have to disconnect it and then connect again and then disconnect it and connect it again. It's very simple. I don't use my iPad Pro as much as my mini anymore, but I still really enjoy using it, especially when I want a bigger screen. Whether that's browsing the internet, watching videos, editing, or using it alongside my MacBook with Sidecar, the larger display just makes everything feel a little more comfortable, and the 120Hz display still feels incredibly smooth. A lot of the time, I'll find myself sitting back, browsing websites, watching content, or just exploring things on my bigger screen. And when I need extra screen space for my MacBook, being able to instantly turn the iPad Pro into a second display is genuinely useful. It's probably the device I use less often as my MacBook or iPad mini, but every time I pick it up, I'm reminded of how good it really is. And one thing I find myself doing quite often is taking my iPad Pro instead of my MacBook, especially when I don't have much space in my bag. Because it's so thin, it slides really easily, and for a lot of things, it's more than enough. Browsing the internet, watching videos, replying to emails, taking notes, and even some light editing. Now, does it replace my MacBook? For me, not quite. My MacBook still is the device I rely on the most, but there is definitely times when the iPad Pro is the one I choose to take with me, and I think that's what makes it such a great device. It sits somewhere between the tablet and a laptop, and for a lot of people, that might be all they need. Even my Apple TV is part of the ecosystem now. It's one of those products I didn't think I'd care about that much. At first, I thought, it's just a streaming box. How different can it really be? But after using it for a while, I started appreciating all the little things. The interface feels amazing, everything runs smoothly, and because it's connected to all my other devices, it just fits into the setup naturally. I can use my iPhone as a remote, quickly connects my AirPods, and continue watching things without having to mess around with the settings. It's another example of Apple removing small bits of friction. Nothing about it is revolutionary, but that's kind of the point. It's the little things, the things you don't really think about until you use them every single day. And that's what I've noticed with most Apple products. Individually, they're amazing, but when everything starts working together, the whole experience becomes much, much better. At this point, whether I'm at my desk using my MacBook, using my iPad, or sitting back watching some Apple TV, everything feels connected, and I think that's why people end up staying in the ecosystem once they're in. There's no getting out. I think another reason why I enjoy using these products so much is the experience around them, especially at night. The city lights outside, the clean setup, the monitor glow, everything just feels modern, minimal, and enjoyable to use. It actually makes me want to sit down and get some work done. Now, all things aside, I don't mean Apple is perfect. The upgrades are ridiculously expensive, and recently I feel like Apple has been playing things a little too safe. I'd love to see them do something genuinely crazy again, something that surprises everyone. Because if we're being honest, a lot of recent updates felt quite small. The products are still great, but I don't get the same feeling of excitement that I used to. I miss the days when Apple would release something and everyone would be talking about it, something completely unexpected, something that made you stop and think, wow, that's actually pretty cool. And while I still love the products, I think Apple has become more focused on refining what actually works rather than taking big risks. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's why everything works so well. But I'd love to see them surprise us again, because if there's one company that can create something special, it's Apple. And who knows, maybe the next few years will bring something exciting. You never know. So do Apple products make me more productive? Yeah, they do. Not because the products are magical, but because everything works together so well. Less friction, less messing around, more getting things done. And once you experience that ecosystem, it's very difficult to leave. Now, I finally understand why Apple users never leave. Let me know your favorite Apple product in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.